What is up, everyone? TCT here again, and welcome back to the It's Showtime podcast hosted by me, TCT. And today I have a great show for you with a new announcement that, well, many of you have heard, many of you have seen the video. Yes, I will be doing a brand new series here on TCT 92 Graphics. It is none other than the unboxing of the Nick Box. For those of you who don't know what the Nick Box is, it is basically like a seasonal loot crate. It has everything imaginable in it. And I noticed some people who were opening the boxes last year, man, could they have been wrong about the pricing of these items. I saw a Guts medal, like a Nickelodeon Guts gold medal, in a tin. They're giving it to you in a commemorative tin that was unboxed, and this girl said, that's about $7. Are you kidding me? This girl has no idea what Nickelodeon is if she says $7 for a Guts medal. First of all, honey, they do not make them at all except for that show. I have never seen them sold in stores as toys. I have never seen them anywhere online to buy. Nickelodeon Guts had only one thing of medals, and that was for the individuals who competed on Guts. So if you go to eBay right now and you look for that medal that was in that box, you're going to be looking at $69, $70, possibly $80 at just selling the medal alone, let alone the other 20-something items that they throw into the $50 Nick Box. You could have a nice $200 to $300 payday with the amount of things and the kind of commemorative items that they throw into that thing. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for my little brother. He asked me, he said, when are you going to do the Nick Box? I saw you do an unboxing. I want you to do the Nick Box. I said, well, I've seen the Nick Box. I haven't really thought about it. So you know what? I had some Christmas money left over, and I said, let me do this. This ought to be fun. And I saw some things that it had, and you know what? I got to say, I'm excited for it. And I hope it does really well on the channel. I really do. But that's besides the point, ladies and gentlemen. We have a big month ahead of us. It is March of 2021. You know what that means? That means Zack Snyder's Justice League will be coming out soon. That means Kong versus Godzilla will be coming out soon. And we are 1 week away from the completion of WandaVision, in which I intend to do a full reaction podcast when that is complete. So stay tuned for that. It will not be today. But first, let me just get started in something that I want to talk about. Alright? What in the world is going on with Amber Heard? Because as far as I've seen this week, there have been over 2 million signatures, or at least somewhere near the ballpark of 2 million signatures to get her removed from Aquaman 2. Now, I have no idea what is going on, but sources said this week, I don't know if it's fake or not, because it's also coming from like sources like Yahoo News, but Screen Rant says it's fake. I don't know. Could Warner Brothers be covering it up? Could DC be covering it up? I don't know. Only time will tell. But sources were saying that Amber Heard failed a physical in which she was not in the shape that she needed to be in to play Mera in Aquaman. Now, personally, I think she was fine in the role as Mera. I mean, she was gorgeous, she was beautiful, and that's putting aside all her issues with Johnny Depp, because I cannot stand the woman, to be honest with you. What she did to him was despicable. And for those of you who want to know what I have to say about that situation, I'm not going to get into it now. Go back a few episodes ago on the It's Showtime podcast and watch or listen everything you got to do to hear my thoughts on that whole situation. I will not get into it here, but I want to know from any of you guys down in the comments, do you think it really happened? That she got fired? Or because she's claiming that she did not get fired, and so are a couple of other reliable sources. But I'm pretty sure the time is coming soon to where they're not going to have a choice, because over 2 million. Think about this. Movie ticket prices, $12.50 in residential areas. Not to mention cities in which they're almost $15. IMAX screenings, oh. So take $12.50 and times it by 2 million. You come away with $25 million worth of people that will not go see Aquaman 2 when it comes out because they don't like Amber Heard for what she did to Johnny Depp and losing him his role as Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts franchise, in which I think he played that beautifully, by the way. I don't think I got to say that on the last podcast I did about those two. But even though I didn't really like the second movie, he was the only really good thing about it. I mean, he played that masterfully. So how in the world they're going to replace him, I don't know. But that's beyond the point. What do you guys think? Leave your comment down below. Leave your comment on my Facebook page. I do not care. I want to know what you think. Is it true or is it not? Only time will tell. Now, we're getting down to more business. I have yet to see Tom and Jerry. I have not watched it yet. I will be watching it soon, and you will expect my review on it. I will do that like I used to do my reviews in the truck. I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater to see it. Right now, I'm sort of waiting for my drive-in to open up at the end of the month, hoping that Tom and Jerry will be a feature at the drive-in and I can first watch it there, which might be a better experience than doing it on HBO Max. But in the case that it's not, that weekend I will be watching Tom and Jerry because, yeah, it will be out for only 30 days on HBO Max. And I'll find a way to see it regardless. But I don't really care. The big thing I want to talk about is we're getting closer and closer to Kong versus Godzilla. Many of you are saying Kong is going to win this thing. Listen to me. I have every bit of faith in Kong. But anybody that knows me knows I'm a Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla. I love all the King Kong movies. Don't get me wrong. But until I see it, I'm not going against Godzilla. I know he's slower. I know he doesn't have as many agile moves. I know Kong is more vicious. But how is he going to fight the atomic breath? I don't know. So, right now, I'm still picking Godzilla. But I'm still under the theory as well that the last Kong movie was called Kong Skull Island, not King Kong. There's got to be a way he's called King Kong at some point. And it's almost making me think, hey, Godzilla and Kong are going to team up to fight Mechagodzilla. Because I do believe Mechagodzilla's in this movie. I am not dumb. If he's not in this movie, then they cut him out. Because fans noticed him in the trailer at some points. I mean, I want you guys to go back and look. Was Mechagodzilla in the first few seconds of the trailer? I do believe it was a machine. It might not have been Mechagodzilla, but it was a mecha something. And can I just give a shout out to those of you who have supported me over the last few years? Because I've noticed something. My subscriber number is rising steadily. Now, I'm not at 100 yet. I'd like to get to 100. But every single time a video comes out, I gain at least 5 more. So I'm trying to put out more content. I love doing this, guys. I just don't have a lot of good equipment. I don't live in a particularly good location to do filming. Hopefully one day I can. As of right now, you're going to get the voices. You're going to get the audio. And that's actually working very well for me. I love doing that. People are asking me, am I going to play some video games? I don't think I'm going to stream any more video games, seeing as how YouTube is starting to crack down on things like that. Most of my video games, I'm like everything that I did, I'm thinking of either deleting or moving to a separate channel. I mean, not that many of my video game videos were huge anyway. Yeah, they do draw some people, but I don't think I'll be doing any more on the channel from now on, unless it's something totally huge, like a new Star Wars game or a new Call of Duty, like, something big. Possibly the new NCAA game. For those of you who didn't hear that, NCAA football is coming back. Now, personally, I am excited for it, and I'm also extremely, extremely scared because it's still being done by EA. And for those of you who don't know, I do not like EA anymore. EA was good until 2005, at least for me. EA games used to have like the Harry Potter games, used to have all kind of action adventure games. They used to have Stuntman, like stuff like Stuntman. Man, those games were great. Those Madden games were awesome. Personally, I want the NFL to be bought by Midway again, because I want another NFL Blitz. I go to an arcade here in town, and they have the old 1999 NFL Blitz arcade machine, and I play the heck out of that thing. Can we please get another NFL Blitz? Please. Not Blitz the League. Not Blitz the League 2. NFL Blitz. Please. I mean, I'm begging you. I'm begging you guys. I want NFL Blitz. I want it to be made like Blitz the League. Blitz the League was amazing. But I want it with NFL teams. Can we do NCAA like that as well? That would be fun. Heck, let's go back to NFL Street. NFL Street was a fun game. We can't do that. You know why? Because Roger Goodell is a putz. He's a putz. The man does not know how to run a league. He's the worst commissioner in the history of the NFL. He has single-handedly ruined American football with all the rules and the changes. And I'm sorry to say, the forcing of Tom Brady down everyone's throat, even though we know he doesn't like him, there is no way that Tom Brady got to the Super Bowl through all these. They really think we're stupid. Every single game that Tom Brady was in the playoffs had at least 20-something penalties. And half of them were called against the team playing against Brady. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? I mean, look, I'm telling you point blank, I know Tom Brady's good. But you can't deny there was something going on. Did you watch the end of the Green Bay game, for the love of God? Did you watch the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl? The one penalty where Matthew got penalized for pass interference in the end zone when the ball was thrown into the 6th row of the bleachers. Now, I'm sorry, I'm no NFL official, but I always thought, as a smart person, because I used to play the game myself, that if a ball is uncatchable, therefore there's no penalty unless it's holding. You can't call pass interference on a ball that's uncatchable. It happened 3 times in that game. All in the first half. Into which Tom Brady could get a comfortable 3-touchdown lead. And then Kansas City just gave up. And I don't blame them. I mean, all the odds were against them. And not to mention, look, I'm all for women's revolution, but that female referee that they have in the NFL is absolute garbage. She cannot call a game. She cannot see. I mean, she throws penalties when there is no penalties. I have never seen such garbage. Now, of course, I don't know her. I'm sure she's going to get better, but she should have not been in the Super Bowl because she was throwing flags when there were none. And trust me, I saw plenty of flags on Tampa Bay that weren't getting called. Believe me. Now, it's not sour grapes. It's really not. I'm proud of the people in Tampa Bay. I wish that, and I do believe that they could have won the Super Bowl cleanly. I really do. Even though I was rooting for the Chiefs, I do believe Tampa Bay had the team, the defense. Jason Pierre-Paul will always have my respect. I have respected him since he played for the New York Giants. I respected him when I found out he had lost the pinky. Yeah, guys, he has no pinky on his hand. He's playing with 9 fingers here. So, I mean, come on. I know how good the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are. Personally, they weren't doing anything until they got Antonio Brown. Once Antonio Brown came in, it was all over. But here's besides the point. The only team that came close to beating him in the playoffs, and they still got screwed by the referees. I'm not going to say they didn't because they did, but I'm proud of them because they are my boys, was Washington. Taylor Heineke showed up in that game. He played his guts out. And now that Washington's re-signed him, I'm excited to see where they go. But let's get off football for a minute and get back to talking of the movies and the TV shows, and then I'll get to the Nick box in a few minutes because I have an announcement I want to make. Now, as I said, WandaVision is about to finish up. This is the week before the finale. So, basically, like I said, I don't want to say anything until I've fully watched the entire series, but I will give you some hints of how I feel about it. I think, personally, as a guy who grew up, watching TV Land, I didn't watch them like in their prime, like in the 60s and 70s and 80s, because I wasn't alive then. But I watched a lot of TV Land with my uncle. As someone who knows Dick Van Dyke, Bewitched, Leave It to Beaver, The Brady Bunch, Gunsmoke, MASH, The Addams Family, which The Addams Family and The Munsters were my favorite. I love WandaVision. I think it was so inventive, so genius. And now with the episode we had this week, they started putting things together. Of course, I can't wait to see what they have for the finale, but it's beyond the point. I don't want to say anything about the show until I have a chance to view it all, and then I will do a review on WandaVision. I'm going to start writing things down. I might go through, each episode and pick what I like about each episode, and then we'll talk about it on the podcast as I go through it on my little book that I'm going to do. I'm going to write some notes down that I really want to talk about, and I want to sit down and watch it with my grandmother because she's been asking me about what it is. She loves the Avengers, but she doesn't really remember many things about it. Like when we watch them, I know that she's a big fan of Iron Man, and she knows what the Scarlet Witch is and who the Scarlet Witch is. She knows she's the witch that is on the team with the Avengers, and she knows who Vision is. Like she knows the characters. She just doesn't remember the movies because there's so many. And she's been wanting to see it. And when I told her about it, I was like, it was kind of in the era that she grew up in. Because she was born in the 40s, late 40s, right? So she's like, oh, wow, this sounds interesting. I'm like, okay, we're going to watch it. I'm going to watch it through with her probably one weekend. And then I will get back to you after I jot down some notes that I want to take on my little notepad. And, it should take maybe a whole day for us to view it. Then later on, I will come and do the podcast, and you will hear the podcast later on, either in the evening or the week. So that's basically what I want to do. All right, now that's it for WandaVision. That's it for Kong vs. Godzilla. That's it for football. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh yes. What other shows have I been watching? I've been going through Hawaii Five-O again. Now, before you guys say anything, let me just say Hawaii Five-O is the best TV reboot ever. I'm not kidding. And a reboot of an old show that I absolutely loved when I was a kid. This is before the 2010 reboot, in which I was really against when it came out, and I couldn't have been more wrong about it. I loved the original Hawaii Five-O. I grew up watching that on reruns and cable. I mean, that thing was on for 12 seasons, and I saw every episode. I did. So I'm like, there is no way that they can reboot Hawaii Five-O. And then I saw the trailer for it. And I was like, Alex O'Loughlin. I was like, wait a minute, the guy that played in The Breakup Plan with Jennifer Lopez? Wasn't it? What? I don't know if it was with Jennifer Lopez or what. I remember, because my mom watches those kinds of movies, and I remember seeing him, and I looked his name up, and I said, huh? The Breakup Plan. So I was like, huh? And I asked her, I was like, is this him? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, huh? He's playing McGarrett? There's no way he's playing McGarrett, because the original McGarrett was a badass. Okay. And then I saw Scott Conn. I'm like, okay, there's a draw for me, because I know exactly who Scott Conn is. He's James Caan's son. He played in Gone in 60 Seconds. He played in Ocean's 11. He played in Ready to Rumble. He played in all kinds of stuff I watched when I was a kid, so I knew exactly who he was. And I seen he was playing Danny Williams, and I'm like, okay, I can buy him as Dano. And then I saw Daniel DeKim was going to play Chin-Ho Kelly, and I'm like, all right, I'm in. Just seeing Daniel DeKim was in it. My mom's like, who's Daniel DeKim? And I said, Daniel DeKim is the Japanese, Korean, Chinese guy from Law. I don't even know what descent he is. I don't even think he's either of them. But he's the guy from Lost. And she's like, oh, the one who couldn't speak English that learned. I'm like, yeah, that guy. So I saw he was playing Chin-Ho Kelly, and I'm in. I said Chin-Ho Kelly, Chin-Ho Kelly. Oh man, I'm losing it today. But yeah, and I'm like, I'm in, because Daniel DeKim was great in Lost. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, who's Grace Park? I had no idea who she was. She's beautiful, stunning. She's great Kono Kalakawa. Now, I was still against it. I heard they released the new intro before the show aired, and it was so generic and retro. I was like, I remember it was nothing like the dun 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 dun. It was never. It was no. It was nothing like it was. There was none of that. Apparently, that was a marketing scheme to see whether the new song would be tolerated, because literally a month later, when the show aired on CBS, the intro, dun 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 dun. And I was like, yep, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Because without that, I'm not watching the show. I've got to have the original music. I'm sorry. So I saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, wow, wait a minute. This selection looks gorgeous. Like, Hawaii always looks gorgeous, but they were making it look really gorgeous. So I sat down and I watched the pilot, and I was lost. I was gone. It was almost the same, but it was really, really modern and really, really edgy. It was the same characters doing the same things, but in today's world. And they pulled it off. And let me tell you, I watched the entire series up until season 8, and then that's when I started watching. You started getting more into the Arrowverse on CW, and I completely lost track of it. So I'm going through CBS All Access now, which is about to become Paramount Plus, to give a shout out to that. which is going to have some incredible deals, by the way, if you guys want to sign up for that. It has a lot of great shows on it. For those of you who are 90s Nick fans, has every Nickelodeon show possible on that thing. So sign up for it. But that Hawaii Five-0 was incredible. And I was like, wow. Okay, I made it up to the 8th season. So now I'm on CBS All Access watching the rest of it. I'm watching it all the way through because I never got to the finale. Like, I know the finale happened last year, and I never watched it because I don't want to be spoiled. Like, I didn't watch any episodes from the season 7 finale on. I didn't watch anything. I know there's new people on it. I know people left. I know who left. And I know what happened. That's it. I don't know anything about the new people, what their characters are, or where they go from there. I know from what people have told me that certain people die. I know that. I don't know where. I don't know when. I don't know how. Okay? So hopefully when I finish, I might be able to talk a little bit more about that on the podcast. But man, yeah, if you guys have not seen Hawaii Five-0, the CBS All Access Paramount Plus app, it does have the original as well, which I would highly recommend. If first definitely watch the reboot first to get you like into it, so that one doesn't spoil you, because there is a lot of repetitiveness from the original show that they just turned modern, but it's so impressive that you don't care. You do not care, man. So yeah, definitely watch that first, because the original series is 12 seasons and it drags a little bit, but as old 70s and 80s shows do. But yeah, not to mention they did a great CGI work of the original Steve McGarrett talking to McGarrett that I never noticed before. I was like, wait a minute, I thought that guy was dead, because he is. Like, the original McGarrett is not with us anymore, and I always forget his name, though. I gotta re-look that up. Oh, here, let me look it up. Let me look that up. Oh man, I'm so dumb. It's Jack Lord. How did I not know it was Jack Lord? Ugh. Yeah, and then Kim Fong Chung was Chin Ho, and James MacArthur was Dan Wood. Yes, I remember now. And Richard Denning was the governor. I remember now. Yes. Yes, that is fantastic. But yeah, so just check it out, guys. Like, really check it out. They had a great scene because the original McGarrett's not with us anymore, and he's talking to Steve in a church. It's like, I used to be a cop too, man. It's like, oh really? He's like, yeah, no one understands the life we have to live. And it's the voice. And I'm guess it's cut from a lot of episodes, where he's saying those words or something, or at least someone who sounds incredibly like him. And they did it just right, because they put the character in the shadows of the church. Like, he's not really in any light, so they could hide the CGI face. But then when they do a close-up on him, like, they keep the camera on him too long, and then you notice, okay, yeah, his face is a cartoon. But you don't care, because it's the original Steve McGarrett talking to the new McGarrett, which is incredible to watch. And it's where we're coming in technology today, guys. It really is. So yeah, I talked about that. Now let me get into my. By the way, just watch Hawaii Five-0. You won't be disappointed. Okay. Now let me get into my special announcement before I end the podcast. All right, I know I'm coming up on the 30-minute mark, and I'm sorry about that, but I had a lot I wanted to say today. I know I said I was going to do the Nick Box for 2021. I did. I did sign up for it, and they are coming. But I kind of saw something from one of last year's Nick Boxes that I wanted, that was in one of them, most specifically the spring one. And I talked about it earlier on the podcast. It was the Guts metal. I was like, yeah, you know what? I got to have it, but I don't want to pay $70 for it. So I decided to go on eBay. And I was like, it was in the spring 2020 Nick box. I know how people on eBay are when they don't want things. So I went on there, and sure enough, someone had a spring 2020 Nick box that had never been opened from the plastic. And I'm like, okay, the metal has got to be in there. And it was the same price it is on the Nick box, webpage. It was this exact same price. So I'm like, okay. So I ordered it. It's coming soon, guys. That's going to be the first Nick box. It's the 2020 spring edition. Just so I can see so I can get the Guts metal. I can't wait to get the Guts metal. That's going to be phenomenal. And there's a reason for it. It's because I got an email the other day, and I'm going to give you guys a little clue here too, about what the first Nick box spring 2021 is going to contain. And when I saw that, I wish they wouldn't have given me the clue, because now I know what's in it. And because I saw this made me want to get the 2020 box with the Guts metal. Is the 2021 box, they gave me the clue of, if you get this Nick box, you will receive a pendant of life. A pendant of life. Now, I'm just going to leave it at there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I mean, of course, if you're a 90s Nick kid, you know what a pendant of life means. Okay, and if you don't, you did not grow up anywhere near Nickelodeon, okay? So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to have something incredible to add with my Guts metal. And hopefully that gives you a little bit of a clue. So what adds with Guts? Now, be told that this thing is not from Guts, okay? But it's similar. Very similar. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that clue. A pendant of life. Where have you heard that before? Now, I'm hoping that that's what it is. And in fact, I think I know that's what it is, because they sent me a picture of what it was, which that's also spoiling the surprise. I would have loved to have been surprised and got that, but now I know it's in there. So I can't wait to open it for you guys. I don't know what else is going to be in there. And I'm not looking at any more emails that Nick Box is sending me, other than the fact that it's on the way. Okay. I shouldn't have opened that one. But, yeah, so look out for the Nick Box of the 2020 spring edition. That should be coming within the next few weeks. And then next month, as far as I know, it's either next month or in May, the 2021 spring edition will be here. And that Nick Box will be opened, ready to go. I can't wait to put it up on the channel. I can't wait to see what's inside. And thank you guys so much for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, favorite. And if you want your own Nick Box, I will leave the link in the description below. So go down below. Many of you have been asking me, where do I get one? I'm going to leave you the webpage link in the description below. So go down there and click in my description. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe, so that you're able to view the Nick Box unboxing when it gets here. So subscribe. Like the video so I can spread it around some more. The more you like the video, the more I can spread it around, okay? So let's do that. And, favorite me on Facebook. So every time I put a video out, I put it on my Facebook page as well. Go ahead and look that up. All right? Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, I don't do them every week now. I do want to have something to talk about. I will eventually get to Tom and Jerry. Like I said, I'm waiting to the end of the month to see what's going to happen with my drive-in. I might be able to see it at the drive-in and watch it properly. Like some of these movies like Godzilla and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I want to wait to see if I can view them on the big screen first. If I can't do that, you are going to get reviews from me. I promise you. I can't wait to review Zack Snyder's Justice League. It is a 3-hour phenomenon that I've been waiting for the last, 3-4 years since they did the original Justice League, which I didn't hate that movie. Like I said, I don't hate that movie. I can just tell there is a lot of stuff missing. You know, I mean, and I told you in my review of that, there's a lot of stuff missing. It felt like a Saturday morning cartoon, in which it was. It didn't feel serious enough, and I want it to feel serious. I want to see Superman in the black suit. I can't wait. So remember, like, subscribe, favorite, and as always, this is TCT signing off. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good week. Have a good month. Have a good year. Don't forget, the Nick Box is coming soon. And I can't wait. Stay safe. Thanks again, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.